Native News Today.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Native News Today. I'm your host, Jason Salzman, and want to say that last week was a very historic episode, but to do you one better, we have a very historic episode this week as well. We know it's 101, and maybe that's not a number that jumps at you like anything else, but when I say historic episode, I truly mean it. We had a chance Monday to go to the state capital of Oklahoma on a very special day as they were honoring the original Allottees. These women have done wonderful things and have lived over 100 years, and one of them was our very own Miss Martha Berryhill, 107 years old, Muskogee Creek Nation citizen. Very, very proud of Martha, and we were glad to be there that day. We're going to look at that this week. Also, a very historic thing also going on in Tahlequah with the Cherokee Elder Care Center. Now, this place is a wonderful place to go. It is a Cherokee Day Health facility, and we're going to learn a lot more about that this week as well as we talk to Ben Stevens and his great staff there. All that and more, so don't go anywhere. We got Native News Today coming up right after this.
Club Trifecta, and it looks like there's dance-off going on. And there's MC Butts looking like he's about to butt in somewhere he don't belong. It looks like MC Butts just got beat down, and I knew there was something smelly about this dance-off competition, and it was MC Butts. Now Club Trifecta is a great place to be healthy and get your groove.
We got a chance to travel to Tahlequah this week and check out the Cherokee Elder Care brand new facility there as I'm talking to Mr. Ben Stevens. He's the manager there at this new facility, and one of the great things about it is it's a Cherokee health facility that facilitates all Native Americans, and they also come and get you and bring you there and take you home. So a great place, and you're going to learn all about it, and rather than sit here and talk about it myself, I'll let the man that knows more about it tell you himself, Mr. Ben Stevens. All right, we're here at the brand new Cherokee Elder Care Facility, and I'm with Program Director, Mr. Ben Stevens, here today, and he's going to tell us a little bit about this great center and also this great program. Ben, thank you for being with us today, and tell us a little bit about Cherokee Elder Care just right off the top and let everybody out there know about this wonderful thing.
Well, Cherokee Elder Care is a new program that we're starting. It will be the first one in Oklahoma, and actually the first one nationwide that's being sponsored by an Indian tribe. And it is a PACE program, and PACE stands for Program for All-Inclusive Care for the Elderly. It is a federal Medicare/Medicaid program, and it provides opportunities for the elderly to have an enhanced adult day health center that has a clinic attached to it. But it's an all-inclusive care for the elderly, and it is designed to enable the elderly to stay in their home and to live their whole life in their home and not have to go into any kind of assisted living or nursing homes.
Absolutely, and one of the things that all of the tribes in Oklahoma stress is taking care of the elderly, taking care of the elders, and that's one of the things that Cherokee Nation has done, as well as the tribe we're with, the Creek Nation, and all of them, as I said. But one of the things also is this isn't just for Cherokees, as we were talking about a while ago. It's the other tribes do the same thing. They don't just exclusively help their citizens. This is for all Indians out there.
This is for all, and in fact our center here in Tahlequah will extend over into part of the Creek Nation, and it'll be open to all people and enable all elders to be able to live a dignified life and stay in their home as long as possible.
Yeah, that's great. And we look in here, and it's so nice in here, and you guys are getting ready to kick everything off and things like that. And from what I understand, not too long in the very future, we'll have people in here, and it'll be up and running. And what I was wanting to talk to you about was some of the amenities here and some of the things you have offered. You have the clinic side here as well as the adult side over here. Tell us a little bit about those things.
Well, what we have at the center is an adult day health center. And then there is also a clinic, so we can offer primary care for the participant, and then we can offer activities throughout the week. And the activities will be specifically designed to enhance physical and mental ability of the participants so that they can stay in their home. It is a day center operation only, but we provide everything that they could get through Medicare or Medicaid. We will provide here or have providers that we're contracted with that can provide that. But the unique feature of this is that we offer transportation to and from the home. So you don't have to be able to drive to be a participant here.
That sounds good. You get a ride here and get everything checked out, or maybe just visit with other folks and everything like that, and then you can go on back home. It sounds like a wonderful deal. Now, for you personally, being able to be involved in something like this, what does it mean for you to be able to give this kind of assistance and provide this type of place?
Well, probably the primary thing is for our elders. A lot of tribes, ours included, have taken great pains to do things for the children to enhance our future, but we also need to look at those that have brought us to this point. And so being able to help the elderly to finish out their lives in dignity and with a lot of care, that's what we're all about, and that's what attracted me to this. When they arrive, we'll have a receptionist there that will then greet and direct people. And then we come into this area, and this is our adult day health side. And when you look at that, you say it's just an open room, but you have to think of pockets of activities, because we will be offering multiple activities at all times for people. And they'll be either mental or physical activities that will take place, and we'll have people helping them through that, and it'll be mostly what the participants want to do, and we'll have their options for them. We have our tables that we have kind of split now between the two different sides. If you look closely at the tables, they're all designed to be very flexible. They all have wheels to where they can be moved around. They all fold up into a flip top, and so we can move them around. The square tables also have an adjustment to where you can crank them up to the height that if you're wheelchair bound, you can roll up to the table and be right up there just like you're sitting in a chair. If they want a break from the activities and they want to just have some quiet time, we have a room here that we call the quiet room. And in this room is designed for if you would like to read, or we even have a nice entertainment center that was donated to us from one of the employees, and so if they want to watch a favorite television program, they can. However, we will discourage people from just coming and sitting and watching TV all day, because they can do that in their home. But we have, and this is only about a third of the books that were donated to us, so we've just had some very generous employees that have really helped us kind of get started. We have a couple of single bathrooms here that are, everything in the building is handicap accessible. These single bathrooms aren't the only ones here, they're just ones that are more convenient here. This area will be mostly our dining area, because part of the program is we'll provide a morning and afternoon snack as well as a lunch. And so we will have the seating area for people to have lunch here. And they don't have to come all 5 days a week if they're part of our program. They may only come 3 days a week or 2 days a week, depends on the plan of care that we come up for that. We have a snack area back here, and it is just a snack area. I didn't have a kitchen. I will be catering in meals, but the delivery van can back up to that back door, and we can bring out the individual meals to the people, or we can serve it buffet style. Now, what we have set up, though, is kind of a mock kitchen that people could also use if they're in a rehabilitative process. What I have on staff here will be a physician, clinical nurses, physical therapists, occupational therapists. I have an activities director, and I have clinic nurses and a dietitian. And all of those will meet together in an interdisciplinary team meeting and develop a plan of care to look at the total health needs, including social needs of the individual, and develop a customized plan of care just for them. And then the participant and their family has to agree with that plan of care before we can implement it. And so once everybody's in agreement, that's what we do. And so that's where we come up with, they could come 1 day a week or 2 days a week or 5 days a week on what works for them. Remembering all the time our mission of keeping the elderly strong enough to stay in their home. To give you an idea of the main bathrooms for this side is we have 4 handicap stalls, and the end stall also has a sink in it, so that if you need some help with an aid for cleanup or other type of personal items, then you have the full stall. Everything in here is handicap accessible, where a wheelchair could roll right up to it and see what it is. The men's side is just a mirror image of this, except one handicap stall has been changed to a urinal, but everything else is the same, just a little different color. Okay, also part of the adult day health side is another little quiet area, a little porch area, and we've made a couple of small seating areas if they want to work on puzzles, things like that. And we also included an outside area and built a little pavilion, and we're looking for a donation for some lawn furniture that would be elderly friendly, and we'll put that out there. And at the far end is a little 5-foot wide garden area where they can do their own gardening. So this is just to give an area so that it can be a home away from home, and that's what we've tried to do here. This area is our physical therapy room, and we have some of the basics needed for physical therapy, but we can provide that for the people here to help them with their physical strength. And a little dressing room at the end where they can go in for dressing, and it's a large room. You could almost dress a basketball team in there, so we use a little bit of it for storage. But this will be the physical therapy room, and then next door to the physical therapy room will be our occupational therapy room, of which we just have some storage items now, but we will have some specific occupational therapy equipment that comes in, and included in this is a full handicap bathroom, including a handicap shower, and it is wheelchair accessible, and also has a seat in it that they can use. Our administrative area is in this little section right here, and this is mostly the administrative support staff. When I talked earlier about all of the professionals, the medical professionals getting together as an interdisciplinary team, this will be the room that we will meet in that. And members of the interdisciplinary team will meet in here daily, and they will be able to discuss the individual participants and what their needs are and if anything has changed. And so everyone at the table is equal. No one position has authority over the other, because it's just as important to have the social worker give input as it is the doctor, as it is the physical therapist, as it is the nurse. And a very important member of the interdisciplinary team is the driver of the transportation, because they're the ones that see the participant the most firsthand as they're bringing them to and from their home. And we will be able to track status and everything of anybody that we would like to have. And then we can, because of the HIPAA regulations, we can then close it up so that that information is not shared with people that aren't authorized. As we come back through the administrative area, we kind of define our clinic as starting about here. And we will be doing for the clinic our own laundry, so we'll keep our own linens and everything in here. And one of the things that we tried to put in here is that since it's a new PACE program for Oklahoma, and we're not exactly sure what we're going to run into, because everyone is customized a little bit, we've tried to make it where it's all versatile. So I didn't want a lot of built-in stuff. I wanted things that were mobile so that we could make changes easy as we see. There are only 22 states in the nation that offer a PACE program. And out of that 22 states, there are 42 PACE centers. And everyone is a little bit different because they are customized for what their participants need in that locale. We have another fully handicapped shower available in this room. Let me turn the light on if that'll make it easier for you. So we have another one available here that's closer to the clinic. So if we need to use, someone needs to use the shower, they can. And we will do some level of clinic care here, including a blood draw room. So this is our room where we can do the blood work. We can also store some of the medicines in here and whatever else that we need. Our main clinic area is here, and we have 2 exam rooms and a treatment room. In the exam room, they're all set up essentially this way. The treatment room, the only difference in it is it has the overhead high-intensity light for wound care.
Now, will physicians be on hand, or will they be coming in on certain days?
No, we have a physician that works for us, and he's here full-time.
All right.
And we also have clinic nurses that are also here full-time. And this is one of them that's here full-time. Our medical records will be stored back there. A lot of our medical supplies will be stored there. And you notice that we have a large area, so we still have a room if we want to bring in some more equipment, but we have a scale, for example, that can handle a wheelchair so that a person doesn't have to get out of it for us to be able to get the weight. Okay, part of a PACE program is to have a participant's Bill of Rights, and that we make sure that everybody is aware of all the rights they have when they join our program. One of the other requirements is to make sure that you have the Bill of Rights published in the language that they're most familiar with. So our Bill of Rights is published not only in English, but we also have them in Cherokee. And as we attract other minority people in there that have different languages, we will also publish these in their language. And this is so that everyone understands exactly what their rights are when they're a participant in our program. But I think from what we've seen so far, the PACE concept, this to me is an ideal answer for all the Indian tribes, because this is going to be very good for a rural medical care situation. Now, most of the PACE centers that are in operation and have been in operation since the mid-'80s are in large urban areas, but this is ideally suited for rural. We're one of the first rural ones, and so we'll see some unique problems, but I just see this as being very helpful to all tribes, because this answers how do you care for your elders and make sure that you can keep them strong.
What I want to ask you two before we let you go is, tell us how to get a hold of your program out there. If anybody knows somebody that would need to, maybe need to sign up or anything like that, where they can do that.
There are some requirements that you have to meet before you can come into the program, and these are the federal requirements. 1, you must be age 55 or older. 2, you must live within our designated service area, and that is defined, it's roughly a 25 to 30 mile radius of Tahlequah. 3, you have to be able to live safely in your home, and the 4th one is that you must meet the state's definition of needing some level of nursing home care. Doesn't mean you have to be in a nursing home, but you need some level of it. So if you meet those 4 criteria, then they can contact us, and we can then help enroll them into the program. And it is about a 2-week assessment process to get enrolled into the program.
Very good. And do they have a telephone number they can call or anything?
The telephone number that they can reach us at is area code 918-453-5554.
5554. And there's probably some information on the Cherokee website, maybe?
There are. You can go to the Cherokee website, and we have our own website, is eldercare.com, and so you can find out what the specifics of the program are through that.
All All right, there you go. You had the full 411 on everything going on here at Cherokee Elder Care. And one more time, I just want to thank you, Mr. Ben Stevens, and you're doing a wonderful job here, and can't wait to see it up and running.
Okay, thank you very much.
We got a chance to check out history on Monday morning as we were in the Blue Room of the Oklahoma State Capitol with the Lieutenant Governor of Oklahoma, the Governor of Oklahoma, several state representatives, state senators, the state treasurer, all on hand to honor our original allottees. These women there are very important to us tribal citizens, and as all of our elders are, and they're all over 100, and our very own Martha Berryhill was there from the Muskogee Creek Nation, and we were very, very honored and pleased to be there on this very, very historic day.
The way this came about was this past fall. I had an opportunity to be at a creek gathering where they recognized Miss Berryhill. And it came to me that I was not reading about history or hearing about history. I was looking in the eyes of history. How often do you get to see it? And that began the thing to think about as I began to write to all the tribes of Oklahoma to see how many living enrollees there were. Thus, we came up with these 8. Folks, when you can touch it and see history, it's special.
These individuals that we honor today have lived through some difficult times. And of course, the Dawes Act is not the proudest moment in our American history. But they persevered and they kept alive the critically important Native American heritage and culture in our state, to the point that Oklahoma is recognized and touted for our Native American culture and history. And it's something that we should reach out and grab hold of and be proud of. And I know our Native American tribes in this state do, and I appreciate that so much. But we should remember that there's a lesson to be learned here too. That the Dawes Act, the Dawes Commission was not the proudest moment in American history, and we shouldn't repeat the mistakes of the past. And we've made some mistakes, and we ought to acknowledge those, and I'm happy to do that. But really today we're talking about the present and the future. And I can tell you we've just celebrated our wonderful centennial birthday bash here in Oklahoma, and great things are in store for our state. And it's frankly because we have so many centenarians who have been here, who have seen it, who have lived through the trials and the tribulations as well as the good times. And so this is about them, and I want to officially convey as the Chief Executive of the state of Oklahoma my sincere appreciation to our honorees.
I had an opportunity to learn from my father much earlier than I learned in Oklahoma's textbooks about the history of these great Native American peoples who were such a part of Oklahoma's early days. And it made me better understand as I got older the intertwining and the interrelationship between our Native Americans and those who moved to Oklahoma to settle as white settlers. And I'm very grateful to be here today to help honor those who were part of those original allotments. It has helped me understand so much more.
The thing that we must note that each of these original enrollees were born before there ever was a state of Oklahoma. In fact, Miss Berryhill, when she was born, she was not even an American citizen. American citizenship was only granted upon the 5 tribes in 1901. So it's that great legacy that is laid in juxtaposition for our tribes to grow and become stronger. So we hope in the next 100 years we continue that growth. That tribes are not second class, nor are our languages. And we recognize these great legacies and gifts of Oklahoma. Thank you so much.
It's certainly a pleasure to be here today to honor these special people. Daisy and I have got to know each other over the past few years. I went to her 99th birthday party, and she asked me to be sure to come back to her 100th birthday party so we could have a dance. And just this year, I went to her 105th birthday. We had a wonderful time. She's a wonderful lady, and she certainly is an example of the dynamic women that we do have in the Chickasaw Nation. Someone who's persevered and most certainly has had a very interesting life. It's wonderful that they survive and do so well. You know, we have a heritage of that. No matter what, yes, Dawes mission was not too fair with us, but you know, you push on and you keep watching for the light.
Very honored to be here today. And I've known Martha all my life, and she's known me all my life. And one of the things that Martha stands for, ever since I've known her, is her spirituality. And she had walked from one side of Oklahoma to the other side, visited all the nursing homes, went in there and prayed for these people. And I'm a deacon at my church, and one of the things that keeps her going, keeps me going, is our songs and prayers.
Miss Berryhill, these folks want to know what was the most important part of your life.
Jesus' name, thank you, Jesus. I thank God for sin and do His Son.
Very good. You guys hear that? Jesus. Most important part of your life.
And we certainly want to thank all those ladies for what they've done throughout the years, keeping the culture alive and making sure that we have our tribes to be proud of over 100 years later than when they were born. So wonderful job there for them, and so glad to be there to honor them. And that's going to wrap us up for this week. That's our last story, a fitting way to end with a great story there. And I want to say that we hope that you've had a great time today watching the stories on those ladies there, as well as the Cherokee Elder Care Facility. And want to pass along a little bit of information to you on the Cherokee Elder Care Facility. If you are not in the area and you just can't make it there, maybe you're a little bit outside the area, would love to be a part of this, don't worry that Mr. Ben Stevens there was telling us that in the next 7 years they're going to be building 4 more facilities around the area there, one in Stillwell, one in Muskogee as well. So, and one of the great things about that place also is that they bring the vehicles out, pick you up, bring you to the facility, as well as take you home. So it's a wonderful thing there that they do, offer many services that we may have not covered there in the story, but I want to tell you about that. And you can get all the information on Cherokee Elder Care on Cherokee.org, the official website of the Cherokee Nation. So that's going to wrap us up for this week. We hope you guys had a great time watching us. Stay tuned next time, same place, same channel, right here at Native News Today. We'll see you next Saturday.